me what you want me to do, and that's how I'll do it. I already prepared the material, so everything is in my head. Just tell me what you wanted to do first. Um, by the way, a lot of you have, many of you have written back to me with very kind words of our Pioneer School. I really appreciate your comments. My wife and I read each one of your replies. If you want a link to our Pioneer photo album, put your name on the chat, and I'll send that to you so that you can enjoy it and laugh. We want you to be part of our Pioneer School experience. Okay, so welcome to another episode of Together with Dan. We have a fantastic plan for today. The first hour, I am going to give you a spiritual reason as to why it would be nice that you visit uh, Great Britain and you visit Ireland. In this trip, we're going to start at London, we're going to go to Scotland, and we're going to finish our trip in Ireland. And this trip is better than last year. I'm sorry about the ones who went last year. We just keep making things better. So you are flying to London. We're taking a bus from London to the branch of Jehovah's Witnesses in the UK, and we're going to arrive at Scotland. On our way there, we're going to pass Cambridge University, York, and Durham. And then at Scotland, we're going to go to Edinburgh and we're going to do all this other stuff. And then we're going to take a boat from Scotland to Ireland. So it's going to be plane, bus, boat. And then we're going to take a train, I guess, from Ireland to the airport. I need to review the itinerary. So we're going to use every possible form of transportation so that you guys can really take in the experience. But the first part of the tour that I'm going to share with you right now is going to focus on the spiritual aspect of the trip, because all of our trip, even the trip to the Dominican Republic, it has an aspect of spirituality. Our trip always have something to do with our spiritual know what we do, who we are. So I'm going to start with the British Museum because I think that's the easiest one to do. And feel free to raise your hand if you hear or see something, and I'll stop and I'll explain more about that. Okay. So the first stop is going to be the British Museum, and I think this is going to take place maybe on day two. I'll look at the itinerary uh, on the second part of today's presentation. But why do we want to visit the British Museum? Does anybody here have an idea why we want to go there? Why would we want? Sister Alexis Ireland.
Maybe scrolls in the history of Jehovah's name, maybe somewhere in there.
That's right. Anybody else? The tour makes it more fun if you participate and you tell me. Um, I can't remember your name right now.
Oh, oh,
Yes,
oh, that's okay. You know what? I
yes,
messed up on my thing. You're supposed to be Anita in there,
yes,
but
yes.
Halliburton. Yeah. I was
You
thinking
changed your
about
name
the
twice already.
artifact. I'm
Hmm?
sorry. Yeah, I was thinking about the artifacts
Yes,
that we'll see.
the artifact. Why are the artifact nowadays so important? How can you establish a conversation with a non-believer with an artifact? how does a non-believer feels about the museum? Walter or Natasha?
Yeah, because it provides visible proof, which is historic, of what's written in the Bible.
There you go. There you go. Some people say, I'll believe it.
If I
What's
see
the phrase?
if I see it.
When I see it. So this is what this tour is about. Of course, you guys don't need to see to believe, but it does make it nicer when you're able to speak fluently, calmly, in some kind of secure of what you're speaking about. And this is going to happen when all of us are taking a Bible tour. And if you arrive earlier, like I'm planning to do, maybe you can get 2 Bible tours. Maybe we can do 2 Bible tours in one day. It's up to you. But this museum, out of all the museums in the world, has the largest amount of artifacts than any other museum on the planet. If you go to Watchtower Library and you type museum, you're going to notice how many articles have been written about this museum. My goal is to convince you, because remember, I was born and raised an atheist, a communist and an atheist. And what made a communist and an atheist a Jehovah's Witnesses? The overwhelming evidence that Jehovah has left with secular information. You can take a screenshot out of what you see on the screen, and you will have plenty of personal study to do. The museum is simply fantastic. It's free. You can be there the entire day. And as I'm going to touch later in the tour, every Bible world power is covered in this place. They have different activities for the young ones. They have quiet rooms for those who want to spend more time quietly. But if Jehovah wanted to leave us with a proof, secular proof, to talk to non-believers, then this is the place. The overwhelming evidence is incredible. The museum was founded in 1754. 1754. If you think about when the United States celebrated their independence, this museum was already open by the time the United States had their independence, and even before the French Revolution. This museum gets about 5 million visitors. About 14,000 daily attendees are going to the galleries. It's going to be packed. Maybe not so much in the morning, but every time I went, it was packed. And you can have a conversation with almost anyone if you happen to find yourself in a Bible-oriented area. Just to give you an idea of how impressive this place is. Right now, 0.6% is on public display. I repeat, less than 1% of all the artifacts that they have is on display. And they have 8 million of them. Why do you care about this? You care because if 0.6% already fortify our faith in what the Bible has to say, can you imagine if we have access to all 8 million artifacts? There's a single room that you can spend the entire day. It's on the 3rd floor, is room number 55. And it talks about the rise and fall of the Mesopotamian Empire. And when you cross-examine what they have there with what the Bible says, you have plenty of evidence to convince even a non-believer. In the UK, as you could expect, their food has less sugar. They're more into healthy eating than junk food. Um, they love their tea. And the fish and chips, it's really, really quite good. You can get it almost anywhere. But they think Americans don't like to go to the museum. They think we don't like literature. But Jehovah's Witnesses are different. We love history, especially history that have to do with the Bible. So right now on your screen, I just selected 3 things out of the million things that I could have shown you that can serve as a evidence that the Assyrian Empire existed exactly how the Bible has foretold. You have the Prince of Power from Sennacherib, and you remember Sennacherib and 185,000 soldiers.
Mm.
And you can remember the Epic of Gilgamesh, the tablet that talks about building a boat that only 8 people got on that boat because the world was destroyed with water. And you have to put animals on that boat. All of that is in the Epic of Gilgamesh. So lots of evidence, lots of things to read. But you're not there by yourself. You're going to be there with a professional tour guide. All you have to do is just take notes, ask questions, and if for some reason the information that is being shared is not of your liking, you go to another gallery and you start seeing more and more artifacts related to any powerful nation. But from Babylon, Nineveh, and others, there is plenty of evidence. Let me show you something, okay? Let me show you something. So you got the Babylonian Chronicles. And by the way, the tablet of Gilgamesh was found in Babylon, okay? Which is another word for Babel. Babel is the Hebrew word for confusion, and Babylon is the Greek word for confusion. So when you talked about the Tower of Babel and you're talking about Babylon, you basically are saying the same thing, just in different languages. Both means confusion. I found this to be fascinating. Is it too small for somebody to read how the Babylonians used their tablets? Anybody? Brenda? Sorry, Yvette. Brenda beat you.
It says to read the back of a tablet, the Babylonians flipped the clay vertically from top to bottom. The precise lines that would detail Nebuchadnezzar's final, devastating third siege of Jerusalem are broken off and lost to time, but the evidence of that destruction was left behind in the ashes.
Imagine that. I found it to be fascinating. I said, I have to include this on today's tour because it's just beautiful. And friends, this is one tablet. The museum reports that they have 100,000 unread tablets sitting in the museum archive. One tablet sat for 137 years unread, and it was translated 2007. We're in 2020. It was translated 20 years ago, and it's about a receipt. And you must be saying, what's the importance of a receipt? The importance of the receipt is not the king, because you expected the name of the king to be in a receipt. What's impressive is the name of the soldier sitting at the gates of a conquered Jerusalem. And that is crazy. And you can find this in Jeremiah chapter 39, verse 3. I didn't have time to put the text on the screen, but let's read Jeremiah chapter 39, verse 3. And we're not there yet, but this could be a Bible highlight. And it says this, Jeremiah 39:3, and all the princes of the king of Babylon went in and sat down in the middle gate, namely, and there's the name of this guy, Nergal-Chazir, and Sangar, and this guy, Nebo-Sarseshim, and Ragmag, and all the rest of the princes of the king of Babylon. According to Irvin Finkel, this was a world-class discovery. One tablet, and they have 100,000. Why is this important? It is important because in the 1950s, people who hated the Bible accused Daniel of creating fictional characters. King Belshazzar, that's made up. Or Luke used the wrong Greek civic title, Polytarch. That doesn't exist. But when these artifacts were found and they were put at the British Museum, and the museum is free, you don't have to pay to get in, then the entire world can see it. And we're talking about 1854 when they found the Nabonidus cylinder in which they mentioned King Belshazzar. Where are the critics? Silent. The biblical text of Acts 17:6 match the museum artifacts of the Thessalonica Ark, which is located in room 78. And you and me, we're gonna be there, and we're gonna get excited at the idea that some of the Bible characters that you and I know were in front of those things, or the stories that you and I have read so many times. Here's proof that it actually exists. Can anybody read the comments there on the screen? Yvette, can you help me out? Oop.
Yep. The
Okay.
fall of Babylon happens overnight. The Cyrus Cylinder confirms the staggering biblical account that Cyrus the Great of Persia entered the mighty city of Babylon without a single battle.
And this was described with 200 years in advance by the prophet Isaiah. The Bible in secular information. I'm not a fan of always using secular information, but if the secular information supports the Bible narrative, why not use it? Why not use it? Anyway, the book of Esther also has a gigantic selection. And the book of Esther is quite interesting. Does anybody remember why is the book of Esther kind of interesting in its own way? What is it that the book of Esther does not have that all the other Bible books have? Larry?
Does not contain Jehovah's name.
Does not contain Jehovah's name, but what does the book of Esther have that other books don't have? What would you call if something contains the initial of a name? What do you call that? Where each letter what does the book of Esther has? Vicky? You're mute. You want me to open it for you? Okay, your mic is open.
I was thinking of an acronym.
Acronym. Jehovah's name is not in the book as his name. Like here is the true God Jehovah, but Esther put it in such a way that in the sentence, when she accuses Nahum of what he has done, She revealed Jehovah's name by the choice of words that she used. And all the overwhelming evidence of the book of Esther is right there in the museum. Of course, friends, we're not going to see all of this the day that we go. But would it be cool to, if we go early, that we can spend an afternoon reading and talking and sharing what you have found? I think that would be pretty cool. And that's what makes friends even closer, because when you find someone who has the same level of appreciation as you do, then that is something cool to talk about. I want you to read this one. This one is quite interesting. Can anybody help me read the scribe veneration? And let's ask Roxanne.
In this Greek Septuagint version copy of the book of Job, we catch a scribe in the act of extreme reverence. Amidst the Greek text, a second scribe meticulously inserted the name of God using an archaic Paleo-Hebrew script from 1,000 years prior, fighting to give the name maximum honor and preservation on the page.
Excellent, Roxanne. Does anybody know why it took two scribes to copy this roll? Why did it take two scribes to copy the scroll? And the answer is it's very simple, but it's very powerful at the same time. Does anybody have any idea? No? Roxanne, you want to take a swing?
Just think of a second pair of eyes on what's been translated to ensure the accuracy.
That's good. I like that. Tina?
I was, excuse me, I was going to say the same thing. They counted each letter to be sure that no one inserted anything, a spurious account within the text.
That's correct. That's correct. But the reality of things is that some people felt unworthy to write Jehovah's name. That's why when you find a manuscript, you will find a manuscript with 4 little dots because the person did not feel that they deserve to write it. So they will put the 4 little dots and they will continue copying, and someone else who feels more spiritual or closer, they will come in, and wherever they saw those 4 dots, that's they will put Jehovah's name.
Mm.
So we have gone from that to taking Jehovah's name completely out of the Bible, or like the Pope, the current Pope stated this year of the last year before that no one should mention Jehovah's name. And we find this at the museum. Just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. So here's the question. If only 5% of the biblical world has been excavated, and the archives of the British Museum already hold this much undeniable razor-sharp proof, what remains buried in the shadows? Jehovah said that if he wanted it, he can make the stone speak. And boy, the stones are speaking, and we haven't heard the whole story from all the artifacts found at the museum. Of course, I'm not going to get into the argument whether they were acquired legally or not. Remember, the Bible says that the beast with the long horn was going to have a second horn coming out of the big horn. Who is that second horn that comes out of the big horn? And eventually, the 2 horn will be of the same size. Who am I talking about? Brenda.
The Grecian world power?
Ah, yes, yes. the British and United States will become the dual world power as we're living it today. It wasn't France or Spain or the low countries, Amsterdam. It has to be a nation that spoke the same language as the British, that had the same culture as the British, and that will use an eagle as their symbol. And the only country that satisfied all those requirements was the United States. So, friends, in today's first half hour, I have only touched one powerful nation, the Babylonians. I'm going to prepare another tour on another day where the whole hour I'm just going to dedicate it to a powerful nation. Persia, Greece, Egypt, because the museum has all of that. All of that. And this is what fortifies our faith, and this is what parents need to talk to their children. You know, all the things that you see today, they're not new. They have been there before, and we got proof that the thing we're reading in the Bible is trustworthy, and we can accept it for what that is. So, for the future, okay? For the future, not today, because there isn't enough time, I'm going to do a part 1 of the British Museum. I'm going to talk about the building, the library, the black obelisk, the letters of Laches that are found there. I'm going to talk about the Rosetta stones so that you guys can get a swing of what does it mean to be inside the museum, because we need to be ready for that trip. We need to be well enough hydrated so when we go there. So as a form of refreshing, does anybody remember what percentage of the 8 million artifacts are on display? Does anybody remember? Elizabeth. Your mic. You can open your mic if you want.
There. It's 0.6% is available.
That's correct. 0.6%. But we have a lot to discover and a lot to find. Jehovah says that at the end, in the time of the end, knowledge will be abundant. And we may be approaching that knowledge area. Do you know what are muse? What are muse? The artists say, oh, I need to find my muse. What are muse? Nikki?
Those are inspiring deities.
That is correct. That is correct. And they are found when you actually look up. They are right here. You see, let me see if I can get closer. The muse are right here. Oops, sorry. Right here on the top. That's what they consider their inspiration. So now when you know, you know. This is the great atrium. It was also at one point the courtyard of Queen Elizabeth. This is where we're going to meet. If we all come from different places at different times, this is a great area to meet before we go into any of the gallery. And this is what the library looks on the inside. It's a place of knowledge. Lots of books. But we're here for the artifacts. That's what we care for. We're here to see Bible history in living colors. And let me show you one more thing. This is the black obelisk that I mentioned earlier. Where was Shalmaneser the third king of? And this is a really advanced question. Jackie.
I'm going to guess Assyria.
Wow. Your guess is very good. I
Thank
like
you.
that. I like that. I like that. So, friends, on another day, I'm going to spend a serious amount of time on the letter to of Laches. This is just proof that the Bible can be trustworthy, and we're going to talk about other um, artifacts that are found on the museum. Okay, the way we're going to do it is I'm going to show you the artifact, and then I'm going to show you uh, the Bible text to support what we have seen. So I'm going to stop right now because I want to show you something else. Because I know you came to see the museum, but came to see other things. So let me share my screen. Okay, so these are the pictures of my last trip. Okay, when we went to the UK. We make some changes on this trip, but let me see if I can show you some of the pictures here. Oh, what do you mean there was a problem? What? I hope this is not corrupted. I hope this is not corrupted. Give me 1 second, guys. Photos. What? It's working here. We come here. Okay. Here's my beautiful wife and myself in front of a museum. And in London, for some reason, it's always raining. Bring your raincoat when you come. And this is the group that we were with. Oops, sorry, I went too far.
3.
And that we were meeting at the library before we went into the museum. Here are some of the videos of the organization of Esther, right? And at this time, the brother is giving a tour to all the friends, and you can see him here. And here's the Cyprus cylinder.
The decision that Cyrus took 1 year after the
And this was in 2025, and I guess some of the friends were not feeling well. But the point of the matter is, enjoy the visit. You actually standing in front of artifacts that are thousands and thousands of years. and it's undeniable the amount of history of this museum. I'm going to take the time and organize all the pictures. For some reason, that other thing that I wanted to show you was not working. But as you can see, let me see what else. The Rosetta Stones. It's just to show you just the so many things to see. But we will focus, and that's the good thing about taking a tour. You watch what is connected with the Bible in some kind of logical order where you can comprehend and take the most out of it. This thing is taking too long. So for those of you who cannot travel, right, because you have your own personal situation, I hope that the information that I share about the British Museum opens your appetite to actually learn more and to look for more and to read more about this incredible, incredible museum. Okay, that was that. Let me now give you another intro to the next piece that I'm going to show you. Let's go here. Give me 1 second. I have something prepared for you guys. I'll go by name. There you go. Welcome, English. Welcome to the Chester Beatty Library. Why would we want to go to the Chester Beatty Library? Does anybody here know who Chester Beatty was? Anybody's raising their hand. Do you know who Chester Beatty was? Larry.
Well, I know Chester Beatty has one of the old papyrus, so I'm assuming he was a archaeologist, maybe.
We'll see about that. You're Tina.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he was a Bible translator.
All right, all right. Clinton or Karen?
Hi. Well, I did see a program, and it turns out he was a miner, but he was wealthy and he was able to collect a lot of artifacts.
There you go. Ding, 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 ding. I think all of your answers are correct. But what makes Chester Beatty, really surprising or impressive is the fact that he started shoveling at the age of 23. And if we have to convert what he was getting paid back then, he was getting paid the equivalent of $2 an hour at the age of 23. At the age of 80, because he was a businessman, he became one of the richest people in the world, and he gave away his fortune so that other generations can benefit from it. And we're going to go and talk about this guy who at one point or another lived in the island of Manhattan. Can anybody help me read some of the highlights of Alfred Chester Beatty? Who would like to read at least one of the points that are there is on the screen? Elizabeth, if you can read one.
Okay. The King of Copper Mining Empire founded Selection Trust 1914, exploiting massive copper belts across Africa and Europe.
Oh, so he went from shoveling to actually saying, wait a second, that is a great opportunity to make money. And that's how he got that money. What did he use that money for? Anybody can read me the second point there. What did Chester use that money for? Jackie?
Of global culture, collection spans Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, featuring rare manuscripts.
All right. So it wasn't only the New Testament and the Old Testament. The guy collected anything and everything that was of value that was worth preserving. And I'm sorry about the little cross on the papyrus there. But what makes something interested in our part is that he acquired a 3rd century Greek manuscript. And right now, those are the oldest surviving Christian documents on the planet. And you friends, if you come on this trip, you will be able to stand in front of it. By the end of this tour, you will know why this gift is actually in Dublin, Ireland, and is not at the British Museum. There's a lot of things that we can learn about him, but I want to leave it as your personal study so that you can learn more about this guy and why will someone use their fortune to preserve Bible writing. Well, we already talked about the engineer and his global empire. He started as a small guy, but apparently he used that money to fund all the different expeditions, and he used that experience because he was truly a businessman. But something happened. Can anybody help me read what stopped him? Please help me read what stopped Chester from continuing in this line of business. Ray or June from Florida.
Tragedy breeds a new destiny. The very mines that made him wealthy cost him his health. Diagnosed with celiacosis, Beatty was forced to seek out the dry climate of Egypt. Wintering in Cairo in 1913, his attention shifted from extracting ore to unearthing ancient papyri and Islamic manuscripts.
There you go. So what appeared to be a misfortune, it was the reason why he discovered one of the oldest, if not the oldest, Christian rolls available on the planet. Coincidence or divine intervention? I don't know. You be the judge. He gets sick. He needs to find dry climate. And in 1931, Beatty stunned the world by announcing the acquisition of biblical manuscript dating back to the 3rd century, predating Diocletian persecution and older than legendary Codex Sinaiticus. How do you feel about that? F.F. Bruce called it the greatest discovery of biblical manuscript since the Codex of Sinaiticus. And friends, being there is a special feeling because the library is empty. There's really not that many people visiting this place. Maybe because it's in Ireland. Maybe because it's not in a popular place like the British Museum. But it was Chester himself who chose to have his collection in Ireland, because the British Museum has so many artifacts that they didn't pay much attention to what Chester had to offer. So since he wanted to keep everything together, and I think someone early today said that he was a Bible translator, this is where people get a little confused. The fact that he preserved the work of early Christian, and he invested in the preservation of those papyrus, making, you know, a Bible translator or someone who invests of their own money to actually preserve the holy writing. Can anybody help me read why he ended up in Ireland and not in London? Let's call Monica Wall. Monica, you're able to open your mic?
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry about that. By 1950, at the age of 75, Betty grew disillusioned with post-war Britain's foreign exchange, restrictions, and political shifts. Crucially, he clashed with the British Museum, refusing to let his meticulously curated collection be broken apart and absorbed into disparate departments. He looked west.
Yeah. So I'm glad I started with the British Museum, because now you can see why Chester chose to have, I'm going to have my own library and not let my curated gallery be dispersed in such a large museum. So this guy had 3 citizenship. He was American. I told you he lived in Manhattan. He was Irish or from Ireland, and he had a 3rd citizenship. I can't remember right now. I think it was England, yes. But the guy used his money to preserve this work so that you and I can now have access to Christian scrolls as old as Constantine. You see, Constantine was a Roman emperor in the year 300.
325.
325 to be exact. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
And you can see the scrolls from that time. What are the chances that you will see that? And you know what's the best part? The best part is that this museum is free as well. So yeah, he really put to work. He really collected a bunch of things. He almost sacrificed his health. But I guess the problem he has with his health was what pushed him to go west and to actually make one of the greatest discovery of the modern time. Again, art working at its best. So let me see. I already show you the welcome sign. Let me see if I can show you this with pictures. I don't know why it's not showing it here. Let me take this and do it in Chrome. You see, you're able to see it. I don't know why you're able to see it. So let me take you inside of the museum. Judaism is the oldest of the Abrahamic religion. It has evolved over the course, and I guess, oh, there's Jehovah's name, the Tetragrammaton. The Torah, it's the first 5 book of the Bible. And let me see if I can go. Can I go next? Old Babylonian manuscript of Proverbs. That's the ink tank. I have more pictures than this. I must have more videos. Okay, more tablets. Let me see if I can find some scrolls. But as you can see, I'm there by myself. If you look at the mirror, I'm there by myself in the British Museum, where you saw that there was a lot of people. I thought I had more videos. Let me see what this is. I'm walking to the third floor where they have the Christian gallery. As you can see, the library is empty. It's a beautiful place. Oh, there they are. What was I looking? And this is the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 6 to 16. And this is Mark chapter 7, verse 3 to 15. And friends, I was inspired to visit this place because in one regional convention, they talked about these scrolls and how they were open to the public. Second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4. First letter to the Corinthians. I just didn't know what to take pictures of because everything was really, really cool and awesome. The book of Revelation, Ezekiel. And when I visit Egypt, I came to the realization that the reason why Chester was able to find the scrolls is because apparently there was a Christian congregation in Egypt next to Alexandria. Oops, wrong picture. Me waking up. But I welcome you, friends. Truly welcome you to come and join us to the Chester Beatty Library, to be in front of this marvelous collection, and to also understand on this trip how we are going to talk about the King James Version. Who was the first? Who was James the first in England, but he was James the sixth in Scotland? And why did he approve an English Bible? And how he was full to use Tyndale's translation, who he hated. He ended up approving that translation, which ended up being the most distributed English Bible in the world at that time. Well, friends, we have come to the end of the biblical spiritual piece. I don't know if you want to take a break, use the restroom. And I am going to start the next piece, which is to go over the itinerary and answer any questions you may have. So let me open the next presentation.
Hey, Stalin, on the email, it said 6 o'clock.
Yes, there are two tours.
One was for Ed.
One is for the spiritual aspect of the trip, and the 6 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock, it's the actual itinerary.
Oh, well, it's well.
It's okay. It was two tours in one.
Yeah, double. Hey, while you're changing, do you remember that Scottish brother during the regional conventions where he gives a tour of the East, and he also gave a tour of some libraries? I thought he did a tour of the Chester Beatty Library some years ago.
Oh, I would love to see it.
Well, it was on the convention.
Okay.
Each year he's on it for some type of segment. just like he was this year.
All right.
But a
So-
couple of years ago, he did something about the Chester Beatty Library.
I see. Well, friends, it's 3 minutes to the top of the hour. Let me get some water, and then we're going to get to the second part of the presentation, which is the day-by-day activities of the things that we're going to do on this trip. Okay? I'll be right back. Let me get something to drink.
Yeah, it was 5 o'clock. Yeah, you're right. Hang on a second.
All right.
You're right, Stalin. I misread it.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
I
I just remembered about the Chester Beatty. It's a video that we've had for a number of years about the Bible, and he takes you from museum to museum.
If you find it, send it to me, because I would like to improve the tour. I'm just
Well,
fascinated.
you know I love museums.
Oh, no more than I do. In fact, the first part of today's presentation was about the British Museum and the Chester Beatty Library. And friends, if you are just joining us on the second part of the presentation, my wife and I have been selected to be your tour guide for the Explore. It's actually Explore England, Scotland, and Ireland. Even though the trip starts July the 30th, my wife and I are going to arrive a couple of days earlier, probably rent an Airbnb and spend some quality time before the trip actually started. We're about 30 on this trip. If you want to arrive early and you want to hang out and maybe have a pint of beer, feel free to join us if you wanted to. So the trip officially starts July the 30th, and it ends on August 9th of 2027. So technically, the trip is about a year away. Perfectly for the interest-free layaway plan that we have here with Best Light Trips. So if you're interested in coming, I believe the deposit is $6.99, and then you can pay, as much as you can until you pay the entire balance. So what's the deal here? The deal here is that you need to travel. We're recommending that you travel July the 29th. Most airfare from the US to England takes place in the evening, around 6 p.m. or 8 p.m., depending the airport and depending where you're flying from, so that you can arrive in the morning in the UK. But again, I welcome you guys to arrive earlier so that we can hang out while the rest of the group will arrive on the 29th. You need to fly to...
How much
if you have a
earlier are you
question-
going down?
Say it one more time.
How much earlier are you going down?
I'm trying to be there at least 3 days earlier.
And you said you're staying in an Airbnb?
Yes, because once we start the trip, we will have our own hotel. Does that make sense?
Yes. So my question was, the hotel that we're gonna start at, is it possible to just stay there 3 days early for those who wanted to?
If you are bougie, like my friend who I know who she is, yes, we can help
I
you
own that.
We can definitely help you. Yes, I can afford it,
Okay.
but we can help you get a discounted rate on the hotel where we're going to stay. Yes, the office can help you do that. I'm sorry. I was appealing to a different group. Let me start from the beginning. Let me start from zero. Friends, I am going to arrive earlier, but if you want to arrive early and you want us to get you what is called an early night or extra night at the hotel where we're going to be at, the office is more than happy to help you with that. Okay? And I'll pick you up from the hotel and then we'll go and spend the night in the town. Please make note of this. London is a large city like New York City, and they have JFK, they have LaGuardia, they have Newark. Make sure you fly to London Heathrow Airport so that we can meet you. If you go to another airport, you're not gonna meet us, and we cannot take you back to the hotel. So make sure you travel to LHR. And it's worth noting, you are flying in to London, but you're flying out from Dublin, Ireland. Okay? So don't buy a round trip from the same airport. Yes, Renee?
Hey,
Yes, me and I had put my down payment down on the trip already. And
Oh,
the
have you?
roommate who's with me, she's on this Zoom too. What I wanted to know is you say come earlier, but who can help us with the Airbnb or maybe a couple of days extra in the hotel that we are booked to go to? Who would
Okay.
help us with that?
Oh my God, Renee, I'm finally gonna meet you in person. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Yes, call the office. Bielka will be more than happy to help you. And friends,
Okay, okay.
London is one of those fascinating cities. They drive like crazy. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. I have to run for my life when I was there. But the food is top notch. They will respect if you need gluten-free, vegetarian, and if you drink milk on your tea, they will respect all of that. Okay. Ashki?
Hi, thank you. So I didn't get any information on the actual, because I keep hearing some of the friends saying that they've already put their down payments down and whatnot. The only email that I got was about this Zoom meeting. So I'm a
Okay.
little confused.
No, don't be confused because the purpose that you get that email is for you to be informed about this trip. And if you're interested in flying with us, you give me your information and someone will be in touch with you tomorrow. Or you can go to the website and you can put your down payment there.
Oh, the website. Okay, so do I just click on, let me see if I can find the link.
Yeah.
The website is in that email that you sent us for the Zoom.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, there it is. I see it. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
And you
Okay.
can book it and be online. Remember, friends, the spaces are going fast. This is a very popular trip. We did it twice last year because when we put it out the first time, it was sold out in a matter of a week. Then we have to create another trip. So I don't know if this year we're going to do the same. So please, if you plan to go on this trip, do not wait any longer and separate it with a deposit. Imagine the Great Britain has a lot of history of biblical history. Brittany or Britannia, as it was called, the Roman Empire will be broken into different pieces, and this will be the one that will retain the most power. The Bible called Great Britain as the big horn, and United States is the small horn that come out of that piece. So on day one, right, we're talking about July 31st, or July 30th when we pick you up from the airport. We're gonna take you to the hotel And that evening, we're going to have like a group meeting to talk about the next steps, things to do, blah, 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 blah. Maybe we'll have a beer that evening and probably share a meal or something, you know? And the weather's going to be nice, so we can take a stroll on the street. On the following day, we're going to go to the world-renowned British Museum. I started an hour ago on this video talking about the British Museum, and you're going to see more British Museum recordings on our YouTube channel so that you can become familiar with the museum. It doesn't matter how much I can share with you on a presentation, is nothing like when you're there in person. So watch all the free videos that I'm going to be sharing about the museum, so that when you get there, you know, you're already thirsty for more. It is, if you are just joining us, the museum has one of the largest artifacts, which include the world power of Egypt, Greece, Assyria, Rome. History really comes alive as you're walking through the different galleries and the artifacts, especially the artifacts that are connected to the Bible land and the ancient empires. And you will have an option of taking a Bible-based tour with a company that we have hired in the past. Tour guides, very, very good, very knowledgeable. And we will be wearing earpiece. So it doesn't matter how far you are from the tour guide, you can still hear his commentary. After the visit to the museum, we're going to do the museum in the morning. In the afternoon, we're going to do a panoramic tour of London, like on those double deckers, but it will not be on a double decker. It will be on our own bus. And where are we going to take you? We're going to take you to Buckingham Palace. We're going to take you to the Big Ben. We're going to take you to the Tower Bridge. And last but not least, we're going to close the night on a cruise through the Thames River. And I have a video of that cruise. I just don't have it handy. I will probably share it with you later. We were dancing, we were eating. And if you think London is beautiful during the day, you have to see it at night. It's definitely way better than Times Square. So come on down and join us. If you're a fan of different series, Downton Abbey, we're going to see some of these places, but please understand that these are not active churches. They're more like a museum. It's the only place where I can show you the tomb of Tyndale and how his translation was approved by the king without knowing. So this is the Thames River, very important river in London, and we're gonna be on a cruise where we're gonna have dinner, dancing, karaoke. You know, we know how to have fun. I'm gonna share that video so that you can have a better idea about that. In the afternoon, you will have time to get in the London Eye. I also have video about that, and I'm gonna share that with you so that you can prepare your mind. Hey, here's a look of what London looks like at night. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And you'll have time to try different things. We took pictures at the photo booth. Does anybody know why the photo booth are red, color red? Does anybody know why the photo booth are red? And it has to do with the blind. Renee?
I was thinking because it seemed like that's the color they flagged, and that's the color of everything. The bus, the phone. I just figured it was part of their flag color.
Yeah. Red and yellow. Oh, I have Vicky. Vicky, give it a try.
That's true. Red and yellow are the last colors that blind people can see. So that's
Oh.
something that the organization has switched over when they have a table with our literature at a convention, a blind deaf expo.
Yes.
So those are the
Oh,
last two colors that they see, red and yellow.
exactly. That's why New York City taxi cabs, the car are yellow. That's why the stop sign, the yield sign, and other the traffic lights have red and yellow. My wife and I serve in the blind ministry, and that's why we remember all of that. What is this? What do you call this tower? Tina.
Big Ben.
No, the tower is not Big Ben. I
The good thing,
no.
the good thing, the good thing about this tour is that even if you get the answer wrong, you just have to wait until someone else give it an answer, and you self-correct yourself, and you're not that hurt that you got the wrong answer. These tours are supposed to be fun, and this is in Spanish, Reina Victoria. These tours are supposed to be fun, and they're supposed to be also entertaining. Okay? No hard feelings. No hard feelings.
I made the mistake of calling it Big Ben, the tower, and somebody there corrected me.
Not a problem.
The clock's Big Ben, not the tower.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. Friends, according to history, England has been the setting for fascinating stories from the time of the Celts and Romans to the present day. The Romans conquered this region in the year 43 in what we call the Common Era, and founded the cities such as the city of London. In the Middle Ages, following the famous Norman invasion of 1066, led by William the Conqueror, England underwent a series of conflicts and transformation, and it became one of the most celebrated moments was the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215, which limited the power of the king and laid the foundation for modern rights. Every country today has something called Magna Carta or Constitution, which is similar to what the British did. During the 16th century and 17th century, Henry VIII, or Enrique, broke with the Catholic Church and established the Church of England. England became a global power under the reign of Queen Victoria in the 19th century, leading an empire on which the sun never set. Remember this, because all of this is connected with the King James Version. On day 3, we're going to go to Windsor Castle, which was Queen Elizabeth II's favorite home and place where she enjoyed walking her corgis, riding horses, and relaxing away. What's the point of us taking you there? We want to show you that England was a world power, and now that world power, they need to share it with the United States. Windsor Castle and the excursion that we're going to do is going to show you the oldest and largest occupied castle in the world. And it's pretty cool to be there, to see the guards. We're going to have a good time. Then on day 4, this is the highlight. On day 4, August the 2nd, we're going to Chelmsford to do the branch visit or to visit the branch of Jehovah's Witnesses. And it's a special day because as we travel there, it's on the outside of London. We're going to enjoy a encouraging association. We're going to meet a bunch of people from different parts of the world that will be visiting there. And we will take a tour by the local Bethelites, and their museum is off the hook when it comes to Bible history. It's their history. And that's where you guys are going to connect the King James Version story that I've been talking to you about. It's a very modern facility, very high tech. You wouldn't be surprised. This is what we do. But if I were to ask you, friends, if I were to ask you, how many Jehovah's Witnesses are in the UK? What would you say? 150,000, 140,000, or 130,000? What would you say? Nobody?
I'll say 140. It's right in the middle.
Yeah, I think this presentation is old because I have 130, but I haven't checked the last numbers from 2000, because I did this presentation in 2025, so the number may have changed. So what are we doing different this year? Well, last year we entered through Ireland, then we went to Scotland, and we finished in London, which to me was great. But then we said, you know what? Let's change it up a bit. Let's do London first, and you arrive by plane. Then let's take them to Cambridge. Let's take them to the city of York, where the Duke of York is connected to a city in New York. Do you see the connection? What was the city of New York called before they were called the city of New York? What were they called?
New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam. Very good. Very good. I like it. I like this team. But once the British defeated the Dutch, New Amsterdam was renamed New York, based on the Duke of York. And it's a very colorful little city. About Cambridge, I don't know how much time we're going to spend there, but the only thing that I can remember about Cambridge is about the guy who discovered the theory of gravity. Do you know his name? Who discovered the theory of gravity?
Newton.
Yes, Isaac Newton. And we're not going to see him, but we're going to see the school that he went to. Was Isaac Newton a believer of Jehovah?
I'd say yes.
Yeah, the organization quoted that his appreciation for the Bible may have made him a worshiper. Well, this is the part that I like the most. A country where I can dress with a skirt and not going to be misjudged. And friend, just to tell you how cool this trip is, we have a tour. It's called the Whiskey Tour, in which they show you why the whiskey from Scotland is different from all the whiskey around the world. And boy, do they give you things to try. Anyway, the Scotland and the Irish people, they're very happy people. And that's why we decided that when we get to Ireland, we're going to take you to a river dance show to end the trip with fireworks. Many people may have asked, Stalin, what is the meaning of the patterns on the skilt. Can anybody help me read what you see on the screen so that you know something today? Raise your hand. Ray or June?
It reads, did you know the checkered patterns on kilts represent different family clans, a tradition steeped in history?
There you go. So when you see it now, you will be able to say, wow, that's a different family. And we take you to a show there as well so that you can enjoy it. Well, friends, we are on the 6th day, and we're going to take you to one of the most beautiful cities I have been in Europe, the city of Edinburgh. I heard that many famous movies were filmed there. This is where we're going to have the whiskey tour, and we're also going to take you to see more palaces, more castles, because each castle has a history, and each history is connected with the Bible, believe it or not. I hope you're not afraid of heights, because some of the places are in high altitude. But Edinburgh Old Town is a World Heritage Site. You're going to have a free day here where you can scroll through what they call it the Royal Mile, is the main street connecting Edinburgh Castle to the palace. I remember that I had a gin and tonic at a place, and it was the best gin and tonic I had in my life. And I think it has to do with the limestone that are located in Scotland. We're going to explore the historic center of Edinburgh. As I already mentioned, it's a World Heritage. And we're going to see how the King of Scotland eventually became the same king in England. The numbering is the only thing that will change. Really amazing stuff. If you have been to Scotland, you can raise your hand and you can tell us what was your best experience. But to me, the best experience was their famous Scotch whiskey and the tour that we're going to take you. If you don't like to drink, it's okay. It's all good. We have a chocolate factory hands-on tour, and I'll be showing you pictures about that later tomorrow. But you ask yourself, how were they able to build such a beautiful castle all the way on top of the mountain? Well, the Europeans, they were full of really, really smart people. Really smart people. And you can see it in the architecture. You can see it on the shops, on the cafes, the restaurant. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to eat very, very well. Friends, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Our videos are free. We take on our investigation. Feel free to follow us on each of the videos that you see, and please share our videos with your friends. Does anybody know why I have Dolly the sheep right here on your screen?
He was cloned.
He was the first living animal cloned by humans that we know of. I know there was a Chinese guy cloning animals. We never heard of him again. We don't know if he's alive or not, but I'm pretty sure other things may have been done to clone animals. Anyway, what is a Huggies or a Haggis? Does anybody know what is a Haggie? Nope. A Haggie is oh, Nikki.
I'm just going to take a guess. Is that like sheep guts or sheep stomach or something like that?
Ooh.
They're made of mashed
I hope
potatoes.
not. Oh,
No.
Never mind.
It does look like that, but it doesn't taste like that. It is actually very good. You know,
Sorry, I
I
didn't
saw
mean to
it
gross you
now,
out.
and I'm like, oh, I hope nobody thinks this one. It's a traditional dish. They offer it to you everywhere. It is not made with blood. It's not a blood sausage, but it's something that you eat when you are there. They're big on chocolate. They're really big on chocolate. Of course, they don't produce the chocolate. They bring it from Latin America. But as you can imagine, the coffee that the chocolate that comes from Latin America is absolutely the best chocolate. So as we are there in the factory, it's a it's an animated storytelling um, tour. You make your own bar, you add your own ingredients, and when you eat it, mm-mm-mm, delicious. And you know what? It was the highlight of the trip. Being together, cooking and doing something as a group is definitely something to remember.
Mm.
So, why are we stopping here? We're stopping here because this is part of the story. It is part of the land that the Romans try to conquer. You probably remember William Wallace, or remember Robert the Bruce, or the Scots. Mel Gibson did a movie where he called, and that movie is talking about the Scottish people. But the reason why we bring you here is because in the 17th century, King James VI, also known as King James I, united the crown of Scotland and England in 1707. So now Scotland joins the United Kingdom. But their rebellious spirit lived through the Jacobites' rising, which ended tragically in the Battle of Culloden in 1746. Since then, Scotland has flourished along the Industrial Revolution, as you can see there on your screen. But this is the king that will approve the English Bible that we call the King James Version, which it was used by Jehovah's Witnesses for many, many, many years. We went to this place. It's not really worth it historically. It's more about a battle that they eventually lost to the English. But the view from the William Palace is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Does anybody know what this is? Anybody can help me read it? Anybody? When you read, my throat takes a break. J and A Harris.
With their adorable appearance are an attraction in themselves and a symbol of the country.
Yeah, you're gonna see flush animals everywhere about this tasty, tasty burgers. Do you know, as well as being the home of the low, this monster, Scotland has more castles than days in the year. And this is where we're going to take a boat. We are going to take a boat from Scotland to Ireland. And this is the new part of this trip. I am super excited about that. We're going to use every form of transportation to show you the beautiful scenery, the history of the places that we're going to visit. This is one new stop that we did not make last year, Glasgow. And friends, this is not a small boat like you're going to feel the wave. but it's not also the Titanic that big, and it's going to be on a lake, so there shouldn't be that many wave or anything. We're going to pass also through Belfast, and as you can see, the weather is cloudy almost everywhere we went. So from here, we're going to continue to Dublin, Ireland. Oh, Renee, I didn't see your hand. You have a question?
Going from England to Scotland, would that be on train or bus?
From London to Scotland is going to be by bus.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And now we're going to visit the Irish. And boy, do they have history. At Trinity College is where the Book of Kells was created. Trinity College, according to some records, is the oldest university in Ireland. It was founded in 1592. Excuse me, and it has the Book of the Kelp, a manuscript illustrated that dates from the 9th century. The bookstore or the library of the Trinity School is a spectacular sight when you see it from the inside. Can anybody help me read what is it that make the Book of Kelp an interesting book?
I can read it.
Okay, go ahead.
It says the Book of Kells, the Book of Kells is a gospel that is a manuscript containing the text of the 4 Gospels of the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In addition to the biblical text, the book includes decorative elements and spectacular illustrations.
As you can see on the screen. And when I first did this, I did not think it was a great deal until I was reading the Thomas Jefferson, I believe the second president of the United States. He created his own Bible. He cut the pages of 4 different translations, and he made his Bible of the different language translation of the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, because he wanted to teach people about the moral lessons of Jesus. If you didn't know that, now you know. We also take you to the Guinness Storehouse. Yes, Guinness is one of the most famous beer in the world, maybe because of its bitterness or the color or just how it's prepared. They will pay you, or the beer will be free if you can take a gulp and make that line falls exactly below the name. So you need to know exactly how much to drink to get the line right before the name. If you do that, they'll give you the drink for free. Norma Carter. Oh, I saw your hand. And you probably have heard that the Irish people, they're very happy people. And there's a bar almost in every corner of the city. The area, the Temple Bar is obviously the most popular. You go there and it's really, really colorful, really, really attractive. And it's inevitable that you might want to take a picture there. Okay. We're going to take it to the Dublin Castle because the Dublin Castle is right next to the world famous Chester Beatty Library. Again, this library, if you are just joining us, has one of the oldest manuscripts of the New Testament. Here, okay, this is the book of Joshua from the 4th century, and it also has the Gospels from the 3rd century. And you will be standing in front of this incredible, well-preserved rolls. This is like the new version of the Dead Sea Scroll, but for the Christian scriptures. Can anybody help me read this? Do you know? Stephen. Stephen, you need your, okay.
Yeah. Do you know Dublin is famous for its striking Georgian doors, all different and perfect for photos?
Yes.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, you're going to pretty doors around in the city. Friends, as I told you before, we really, really want you to have a fantastic time. That's why we have reserved the world famous river dance show as the last group activity that we're going to do in the tour. We do this.
Celebrating 30 breathtaking years. Experience the passion and energy of this mesmerizing show at the Gaiety Theatre. Tickets on sale now. Riverdance, the new generation.
There you have it, friends. That is the end of the presentation, I believe. Let me see. That was the last slide. Yep, that was the last slide. Does anybody have any in regards to the trip, the details, more information? And friends, I did this fairly quickly so that you can have an idea what this tour is going to be about. In the next couple of days, I'm going to dedicate more time to focus on specific points on the tour. But today I wanted to give you, if you have not subscribed to our channel, this is a great opportunity to do so. It's completely free and it helps us a great deal. On the last day, we take you to the airport. We make sure you board your flight, and we'll see you on another episode of Together We Stand. If you want to stay in Europe and you want to go to, I don't know, any other place, we can help you also make those plans. I see some hands. Anita, you finally changed your
Yes.
name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it in there. You know what? Are we going to do a dinner the very last day, or by any chance together?
Yes, at the river dance, we're gonna have a dinner and we're gonna dance.
Okay, good. Okay. And you answered already my question about the last day at the airport. If we're leaving from Dublin, you're gonna take us to the airport, right?
Yes, yes, we
Okay,
are.
great. Great. Okay. That's it.
All right. Next question comes from Debbie Rose.
The bus trip from London to Edinburgh, are there any stops along the way there? Are you going up the East Coast?
Yes, there are stops, and we're going on the scenic route. In fact, I was going to look for the itinerary to
Because
tell you.
Shakespeare's home is up that way.
Ah, look at that.
Shakespeare's village where he was born. And there's a museum.
Tom, you are kidding me. That's where I love those videos. I wish I could convert them from VHS to DVD. Sorry. Um, Tom was telling me about he said he saw a video about the Chester Beatty Library, and now I see it. Is the video the organization produced many years ago about the Bible. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm looking at the itinerary. Oops, that's too far. Okay. So on day 30, we welcome you at the airport. Day 31st, we go to the British Museum, and then we do all the activities, Chinatown, Soho. On day 3rd, we go to the Windsor Castle. Then okay, we're gonna have a group dinner at the cruise. Return to the hotel. Then the next day we go to the branch and we return. Then on August the 3rd, we leave London and we go to northern England. We go by Cambridge. We will be able to enjoy the scenery of the college. We will continue to York and we're going to see their cathedral, the walls built by the Romans. We're going to have time to spend there. Then we will continue north towards the city of Durham. This is a medieval. Do you remember what city was whatchamacallit born?
Stratford-on-Avon.
Okay, I'll take a look at it and see how far is it from our road.
It's fabulous. I've been and saw sisters there in public ministry.
Okay, all right. I'm making some notes. Robin Hicks.
I was just wondering, is all the details on your website
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
tour, like the itinerary, where the hotel is, the times we need to fly in, fly out, all of that?
We there we don't have that level of detail because the flight that you arrive and the time that you leave, you pick those flights because they're not that many. It's like
Okay. I just didn't know when the day ends and you take us to the airport, what, the timing.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Now I understand your question. Okay, all the flights from the States to Europe, they take place in the evening. You will either fly at 6, 7, or 8. It's usually in the evening. And when you fly from Europe to the US, you will always fly in the morning. Because there is a 5 hours difference.
Yeah, I think for us it's 8 because we're on the West Coast. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. 3 more. Yes.
Yeah. So then the last day or date, everything that's going on that last day, is it the next day that you're flying back or is it the same day?
And the following day.
Okay, following day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
We'll have a blast. We'll do our river dance. We will go to sleep. And then I have here on the itinerary that in the morning you will have time to have breakfast, and then we will take you to Dublin Airport.
Got it.
Because all the flights are at the same time.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. The Spence family. Yvette.
Hello. I just want to say hi, Valerie.
Where is Valerie? She is.
And then my questions are, do we know which hotels we're staying in?
Yes. I need to look for them.
Okay. And I mean, you can send them to me whenever.
Okay.
And then what's the luggage situation like? Is it one bag or two bags per person like before?
I know that the bag situation is one carry-on and one check bag.
Whew.
But if you want to pay for more, you can pay for more. But yeah. And
Okay, no, I meant on the, you know how we had the space on the bus? So they said to limit it.
don't worry about it because we're only 30, and it's when we are 52 that it becomes a little challenging.
Okay. Okay. And then like before, it's breakfast, and then we have to usually come figure out lunch and dinner on most days, correct?
That is correct, except for the days
Okay.
where we include the group dinner. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, that's it.
All righty. When I find the hotels, I will send them to you because they are on a
Okay.
Excel spreadsheet. And this is what Dielka manages.
Tell her I said hello.
I will. Valerie. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Huh?
My follow-up question was on the flight says, well, just for suggestion of window to look to book. Like, is it good for international to be like 5 or 6 months out? Give yourself a good amount of time.
Yeah, I think it's three hours. And again, we will be there waiting for you. And I just don't see any. If you search for flights, they all leave on the same time and they all arrive at the same time. So I don't.
And thinking of with an international flight, would it be good to have it booked, say, by the end of this calendar year? That this is July of 27, like be
They
a
just
few months
opened,
out.
Valerie.
They
just opened. You just
Did they?
I've been
Okay,
trying
they
to
just
book them.
now.
They
Okay.
just opened for that date.
Because I was
Yes, so
thinking if there's a window for like hitting a sweet spot of what not only pricing, you're not looking at it the month ahead of leaving kind of thing. That's what I was curious. Yeah.
Okay. In theory, the earlier you buy it, the better, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
But because of the conflict with Iran, which I don't think is having a major impact, because I still see gasoline with the price that it was, a couple of months ago. So, but like Yvette just mentioned, airlines will sell airfare, I think is 360 days before the trip. So since it's exactly 1 year now, today's August the 3rd, it's exactly 1 year from the trip, then the flights are open, and these are pretty steady pricing. You know what? If you want, you can use Google Flights. It searches and it tells you what the trend is. But this is not like Cancun or Punta Cana. Completely different. All righty. Well, friends, I hope you had a good time tonight. I know.
Stalin,
Yes,
one more
Anita.
question.
Yes.
One more quick question might be important. They have a special form you need to get into England. I think England, Scotland, and Dublin.
Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. It's a $7. They call it Visa, but to me it's a tax. You apply online and they reply to you right away. It's not like coming to the United States Visa where there is a background check.
No.
Yeah, it's fairly simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had one question.
Yes.
Is that what they call the UK ETA?
Yes.
It's exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
When we visit the branch, is there any possibility we'll be having lunch with the brothers?
No, because unless you have good connections, better than my connections. It's really hard to take 30 people
Okay.
into a small branch. I mean, the buildings are big, but
Yeah.
if there are 120 Bethelite and 30 people show up for lunch, that will do a number on the
Yeah.
calculation. Yeah.
We were able to do that when we went to Canada, to the Canadian branch. They actually treated us to lunch.
How many were you?
Probably 40.
Oh, okay.
Probably 40.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just throwing it out.
Hey, Jehovah answered prayers in more ways than one. So
yeah,
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I haven't seen that. But if they want to invite us, I will definitely will not say no.
Okay.
Debbie.
There we go. Unrelated to the trip, it sounds fabulous. May I ask, do you work for Acosta?
Do I work for who?
Acosta. The name Acosta, is that your last name or is that?
That is my last name.
Okay, I was just checking because I work for a company called Acosta and it's American wide. I'm in Canada, but it's North American wide.
Give me their number. Maybe I can
I
find
got
out.
confused when I saw your name. Okay, that was all.
Self-inheritance. No, I work for a company owned by brothers. It's called Best Light Trips, previously known as JW Trips. And I've been working with them since 2017. So, Stalin, can I know about how many spots are left for this tour? Well, I'm looking at the screen right now. There are 25 seats sold, and the group size is 30. So there are about 5 seats left. And friends, next Monday, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it for the Italy trip. I'm going to give you the Bible-based account or why visit Italy, like you need a reason. But the first hour, I'm going to talk about the Bible and the incredible history that Italy has. And then the next hour, I'm going to talk about the mechanics of the trip. So you guys are invited to Italy next Monday.
When is that trip?
That trip is, give me 1 second. I should know it by heart, but I don't.
May.
Yes, May something.
May.
Friends, I sent a link on an email of our Pioneer pictures. If you haven't seen it and you would like to see it, put your email on the chat and I'll be more than happy to send you a link to that photo album as well, so that you can be part of the fun. So today was the UK, London, Scotland, and Ireland, and next Monday is going to be all the stops that we're going to make in Italy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the recording, right? And in the recording, I'm going to send some of the videos that I should have included in the presentation, but I didn't have time to include it.
How many days is that trip in Italy?
The Italy is also 11 days.
11 days. Okay.
Yeah. Alexis?
Oh, well, that was kind of, you said the down payment was how much per person?
The down payment is $699.
$699
per person. Mm-hmm.
And do you have the number I could call for more information?
Of course.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You know who I am? I'm Asia's granny.
Oh, I knew that last name sounded familiar.
Yeah, Asia and Araya and my husband, Papa.
Oh, I love those kids.
Yeah, I help their mother is on there and she's asking me questions. So,
okay, if you're ready, the number is 817.
Wait just a second. Okay, 817
607
607
8019.
801. Okay.
And everybody you're going to talk to is a brother or sister, obviously. And you can ask them whatever questions, and they will be able to help you. So next Monday, I'm going to be talking about the best of Italy, and we're going to talk about the last hour is going to be the itinerary, but the first hour is going to be about the museums, the tours that we're going to do, what we're going to learn, and then the other visit the branch over there. And the next hour is going to about what we're going to eat, what we're going to drink.
It's
So
always
first thing
that.
first. Yes, you need to have your priorities straight. But I'm super excited about this Italy trip. I was not selected to be the tour guide, but since I'm going to be in Europe, I might as well go there because they have a lot of history, that supports Bible history. Anyway, that's Italy, right? If you guys don't like winter, you can join us in Punta Cana, which is going to be the end of January. And this trip is a little different. You're going to be relaxed. There's less walking. And I think the highlight of the trip is to visit the branch, obviously, and to also participate in the ministry. This is the only trip where we can actually participate in the ministry because we know the friends there. I'm going to be in the Dominican Republic at that time, and we're going to help where the need is greater for one day during the visit. So it's going to be really, really nice to help and at the same time have a good time. Rosie West.
Hello.
Hello.
Going back to the British Isles trip, I just had a question regarding what type of electrical adapter that we need for
Very good.
each country, and also what type of currency if we want
Very
to keep
good.
a little cash.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that question because that's a valid question. Friends, if you put your email on the chat, I can send you a Amazon converter. All right. I usually have one here, but I'm moving to the Dominican Republic, so I have packed almost all my stuff. But there is a converter that will work for England, like London and Scotland, and a converter for Ireland. Those two converters are in one device. With regards to the currency, you will need sterling British pounds when we are in London and Scotland, and you will need euros when you go to Ireland. For the most part, based on my experience, since it's such an organized country, it's not a third world country, you can pay with a credit card almost everywhere. But if you have to have cash, local cash, you can buy the cash from your bank, which is going to give you the best rate, or we can find an exchange office in the city, not at the airport. At the airport, they charge you a lot more. But credit card is very widely accepted. Any other question?
Like your t-shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me show you something. Let me show you something. And this is a hobby that my wife and I started, and it has become so popular that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And somebody bought it for a presentation they had in the ministry. Because we're always looking for ways to like start a conversation, and a t-shirt is like an automatic one. So we have this best like ever t-shirt and or tote bag, or the never stop learning, and people are going to stop you on the street and ask you, what do you mean never stop learning? Or they're going to agree, yes, never stop learning. And then from there, you can continue the
I
conversation.
love to never stop learning. I
Never stop
have the
learning.
best life ever on several things. My umbrella and
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I bought an
Yeah.
umbrella when I was in New York, and
Ah, okay.
it had best life ever. And I bought
Yes.
somebody a mug that said that for their graduation present. So
Brother Acosta,
Yes, madam.
are you going to take a video of you doing that, the dance in your kilt?
The river dance?
Yeah, in your
Of course.
kilt.
Of course. Listen,
kids online so they can
I try to imitate the Bible characters that we've met in the Bible. Paul says that he became Greek to the Greeks, he became Jews to the Jews. When I'm there, I'm all in it. I'm enjoying the moment. I am in the moment. Well, Yvette knows how we do it. And anybody who have traveled with me knows that I really, really go into the character. Let me show you. Let me show you so that you can understand how we roll. I'm gonna type here Egypt.
I'm looking forward to that.
And in Egypt, some people thought that I was Arabic or have some Arabic descent. And I bought a costume. I was dressed like Abraham. Oh, I was full flesh into the role. And the friends, we had a good time. Because when are you gonna do that? And those people who are gonna see you, they're not gonna see you again. So you might as well make a fool of yourself and had a blast. Oh, pretty pictures. Wow, I took a lot of pictures. So I grew my beard because I wanted to look. Okay, take a look at this. This was Egypt last year. And I'm recording my thing for my YouTube channel so that you guys can travel without traveling. And then we ask the friends, how about if we dress like the locals? So we went. Because we wanted to have, how on a cruise you have Captain Night? Well, we wanted to dress. So all the sisters, okay, this is regular clothing, not yet. Oh, some people were dressed already, but we wanted to play. So why not while we're there, right? Have
lots of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, let me show you one picture. Okay, here's the real deal. So we're there. We're there.
Oh, you
And
really
he
did. I love the
said,
hat.
says, you look like my dad. And I said, wow, you look like my son if I were to have a son. So that was the running joke during the trip. And I said, Stalin, you need to take the glasses. So I took the glasses and we were taking pictures with other friends. We had a blast.
Boy, that's a nice costume.
Yeah, right?
it had sandals on too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nefertiti. I married Nefertiti. Well, you can tell I'm tired. Look at my eyes.
That was a nice picture.
That was nice.
Oh, look at
Anyway, you can expect that on the trip. And being with friends, I think that's what makes it even better. So
I enjoyed my
safety in numbers, traveling in groups, and enjoying a meal together.
I look forward to that.
Me too. Me too. I'm sometimes ask myself, do I get paid to do this? because it's so cool, so cool. Well, friends, it's already the top of the hour. I'm pretty sure some of you need to rest for tomorrow. Please watch the email where I'm going to send you the recording, and I'm also going to put a photo album together of the places that I presented to you, so that you can see more or less the type of fun that you could expect when you go there. Of course,
Okay.
we're gonna make our own memories. Each group is different, so I look forward to making new memories with you guys.
Thank you, Brother Acosta.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thanks, darling.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.